morning. Welcome to the Crack of Dawn. I'm Dawn Lombardi, your host for tonight, this evening. Gorgeous day out. We're starting to get with the spring. We can't wait. I'm so excited you're tuning in. Today we're doing a watercolor, which is why I don't have an easel up. Okay, so it's going to be a little tricky. But the last episode I was drawing the house. Now, I'll show you what we're doing. We are doing a listing, okay? This is a home, Caldwell Banker, that somebody just sold. She was my guest, Eileen Riley, and she's a realtor. And she is pretty much the only one I'm working with right now because I don't really want to paint houses all day long because I paint horse races and I paint chickens and roosters and stuff I want to paint. I'm working on a lot of commissions. One's going to Wellesley, Mass soon. Thank you so much, Megan. I'm so excited to send that out there. Thanks, Colleen, for also wanting a big black and white one of Northampton. So excited. And thanks, Dylan Gaffney, for coming up with all the, he is the Hartford, no, he is the, I think he works at the library, Dylan Gaffney. And sort of kind of what a friend of mine named Rick is doing. Yeah, it's a big job. So it's pretty cool. So what I'm doing now is I'm starting to add the watercolor, okay, to the house. Now, even though the picture looks like, sometimes people take a picture, that house looks like it's dark brown to me. So you've got to check with the realtor. You got to say, you know what? I know you made the house look great and it looks great in the picture and it's sold probably because of all these beautiful pictures. But I said to her, it looks like it could be that colonial Benmore red. And she said it is. So sometimes when I paint pictures, someone will say something like, you know, it's not brown. It's, well, you know what, the picture that you gave me, it looks brown. So it's all about the light. So you've got to tell people, you know, give them a couple different pictures, okay? I'm going in with this colonial red color, okay? And hopefully you'll be able to see it from the side. Hope everybody's been great. Thanks for tuning into Nutmeg TV. First time I've had allergies in my whole life. It's so weird, never. Stuffy nose, all that stuff. I've never been allergic to anything. Maybe it's my new black lab. Do you think it could be? Tom's on camera, so thanks for Tom. Love Tom. Went to Quinnipiac, a recent graduate last year. That's a great school to go to. And I wonder if he had to do his SATs. Oh, probably, because he had just graduated. But I mean, now a lot of kids, they don't have to do the SATs, which is great, because I didn't do so great on mine. But you know, again, my kid is going to be 18 on Friday, and we don't know where he's going to pick. We're thinking Central, and even though I told him, you know, I will pay out of my paycheck, I will pay whatever your college costs, and I'll just take care of it. And I don't have a lot of money, but for my kids, yes. And he says no. He likes Central because he just said it goes with our lifestyle, Mom. You know, that's really nice of you, but I don't want debt, and I don't want you to have it either. And that's why I have such great kids, even though they call me Aunt Dawn in public sometimes. Okay? And I don't care. It's fine. So I'm filling in this space with watercolor. Remember, watercolors, you don't need to have fancy ones. You can. You know, I have these little sets. I have 3 of them. They're Winsor Newton. You get them at Blick. They actually come with this adorable little paintbrush that sticks in here, and it's silver. It's adorable. So it's all you need. These are great for, like, if you're traveling. Say you're going on a bus ride through, like, Sedona, or like, Sedona, why did I say that? Like Tuscany or something, or you're going on a long bus ride. You have this little teeny watercolor set. All you need is a little cup of water. You can do it on an airplane. You can bring these things anywhere you want, especially in the airport. People are they're so consumed with their phone, they're not even gonna know that you're drawing them. So that's a lot of fun. So I'm just gonna keep going here. And remember, if you do have a friend that's a realtor, it might be a great idea to say, you know what, I can draw a house. Why don't, instead of you drawing them, you know, instead of when you sell a house, my realtor, when she sold my house, well, when I bought my new house, her present for letting me sell my old house was she bought me just a ton of plants to put into my new yard because it didn't have really great plants. Well, that's great. And I don't know if I really would have wanted a picture of my old house anyway because it was kind of not that great. Okay, so I'm just going to keep painting here. And I go fast. A lot of people worry about, you know, it makes streaks. I love the streaks. Oh, it made a streak. It doesn't look good. I love it. I always have said that. Don't worry about it. It's part of the painting. You want the light to not be like everywhere perfect, okay? And if you miss the white, there's a lot of little things you can buy. Like if you go over the white paper, and it was supposed to be white there, Well, guess what? Your white's gone. Oh my God, I gotta start over. The white's gone. No, 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 no. Okay? Just because the white's gone, have you ever heard of white chalkboard chalk? Back in the day when we had teachers that used chalk on the board. White chalk, and chalk is, you know, you're not gonna buy chalkboard chalk anymore, but you can go to the art store and you can just buy a teeny stick of white chalk, okay? And you can go back in. Like I forgot, see these windows right here? Whoopsie. These windows have they have white around them, okay? If I forget it, I can just go over that with white chalk, okay? And then I'm back in the game. It's not a big deal. I don't want to start it over because I've already spent so much time on it, okay? Watercolors are really fun. I'm not like, it's not my favorite, just because, like I said, I don't like to frame my stuff because it's more money. Also, when I do a show, I have to frame all my watercolors. And what if I don't sell them all? Then I spent all of my own money trying to frame these pictures when they didn't even sell. So I don't do that. I paint it on the canvas just like this, okay? And these, you know, 4 pieces of wood, canvas, and then you paint the side right here. So like if the house goes off the thing, you just go off the side of the painting. And they look great. I sell them all the time. Now these watercolors, I'll tell Eileen, I'll say to her, ask the owners, give them this. I won't charge her a fortune, but a decent amount. And then, you know, you don't want to be too expensive because, you know, you don't want to do that. I mean, you want to give them a nice gift, but you don't want to also ruin your whole commission. It's not a big deal. And I don't mind doing these. I love them. Okay? Just not a lot. Yeah, so hope everybody's been great. There's lots of new stores going up. I just met someone that works at the Avon Whole Foods. Loves it. I mean, I can't believe it. And then there's a lot of new stores. A lot of new stores are popping up. And a lot of stores are different. Like I went to the driving range yesterday and there was no worker. I was like, what? I had to stick the quarters into the thing, pick what kind of balls I wanted. And, you know, it was crazy. No person anymore. So I think that's one of the things you got to think about when you're going into, you know, what subjects you're going to study. Because is there really going to be robots? I don't know. I mean, how are you going to buy a car? Is there going to be a car dealership anymore? I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody's kind of ordering what they want online. It's just getting weird. Okay, here's my house. It's coming along. Remember, you can spread the paint. That's why they're called watercolor. Okay, it spreads with paint. I'm mixing brown. See? I got brown here. I got red here. It's going to make it, everybody, how do you make reddish brown? I'm like, oh my gosh, hello. Reddish brown, you know, to try it out. Don't worry. So I can't mix colors. Well, don't worry. Learn. It's fun. It's so fun. And I have a great time doing it. And I always have my little watercolors, especially when I'm traveling, because I'm not going to travel with that big easel. My easel's huge, and I'm not bringing it on a plane. I'm not going across the border with it. I'm not going anywhere with it. So the watercolors are a great way to travel with your work. Arches paper, A-R-C-H-E-S from France, is a great paper to use. It's extremely expensive. But I have a ton of it because I was left some from a girl named Gail that my mom and my Aunt Bunny knew very well. And yeah, so we're just going to fill this in. It looks pretty good. I don't have a lot of commissions right now. I have the one going to Wellesley. Thank you, Megan. That one is going after May 8th because she's on vacation. I don't know where she's going, but that one will go there. And again, just to ship a painting that's 6 feet by 5 feet, like the one to Florida, I cannot believe, I told her, do not pay me until that thing gets in your yard, because if it breaks, I'm not painting it again. You know, but I also don't want to have to owe you money for a painting. I really don't want to paint it again. So it was fun when Megan hired me to do something similar to Colleen's, but I didn't have to paint the same painting over, because I don't like doing that a lot. Sometimes, but not a lot. Especially if it's custom, you know, if someone asks for it, I don't like to repeat the same painting because it's not really fair to the owners. But I can, but I usually don't. Yeah. So we got Kentucky Derby coming up. I don't know if this will air by then, maybe. I've already looked at the horses. If you don't know how to bet on horses, I'll tell you exactly how. My dad's better at it. Wish he was here. He could tell you how to do it. So here's the thing. If you don't know anything about horse racing, so the odds. So if a horse is 5-1, which means that's good, because 5-1 are saying that he's going to win, okay? So that's a good horse. But if you bet $2 on a 5-1 horse, when you win $2, you're just going to win $4. So you really don't want to bet something that the odds are really high like that. I mean, low. So you want to bet on, maybe it's low, I don't know. So a horse that's like 20-0 or 20-1, that's a horse that probably doesn't have a lot of chances of winning, but throw in some rain. You don't know what it's going to be like in Kentucky on the Derby day. Those horses usually don't train in the rain. I'm sure some of them do, but I mean, you come out and all of a sudden there's rain and dirt and mud, and those things are already skittered and scattish and crazy. So what I do is I always bet on, American Pharoah. He was going to win. It was like 2-1. So you're going to bet $2 on a horse that's going to only pay you $4 if you win. So what you do is go ahead and bet on American Pharoah. The one that won last year, Bob Baffert, he's one of my favorite trainers, but he was drugging the horses, which happens, I think. I think that's what he was doing. Just look it up, Bob Baffert. He signed my wallet. Oh my God, I didn't have a piece of paper. So I'm like, I just handed him my wallet, and he signed my wallet, and my kid said, Mom, you better never use that wallet again. And I did, and it disappeared. I mean, I can forge his name if I want to write it back in because I'm an artist, but I mean, I don't have it. Bob Baffert, one of the best trainers in horse racing ever. So he's not allowed. I think he's banned for Saturday. So they'll be talking a lot about that. So if you don't have Bob Baffert, who's one of the best horse trainers in the entire world, the next guy would be Todd Pletcher, okay? Then you got the jockeys, okay? My favorite of all time is Velasquez. One of them. He rode American Pharoah, and he's old, so I don't even know if he retired yet. But another thing people don't know, why are there no women? Well, you know what? That's a whole nother story. Because people say women are usually smaller than guys, so why aren't there jockey women, okay? It's because of the testosterone, I think, that guys have that women don't. That changes a lot now because there's a million different ways to skin a cat these days. Yes, you can do whatever you want. So I don't know, but when I met the jockeys at, where was it? Saratoga. My dad took me up there. Most of them are from Cuba, I believe. Look it up. They're usually small people, so, you know, it's like Italians. People always think Chinese people are little. No, 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 no. There's a part of China where they're very, very tall. That Yao Ming guy, he's like 7'6". He plays NBA basketball. But people wonder, why aren't there any, why isn't there this? Why isn't there? That's the way it is. And what's not fair to the rest of us? Why can't I be a jockey? Well, it is what it is, okay? These guys are like 4'8", 5 feet, very small. And they weigh, usually when you're looking at a horse's weight, when they weigh in to race, 121 is basically, I think, the jockey's weight. So that's what the horse is carrying on him. So I usually don't do a jockey that's 128 pounds because that's more weight for the horse to carry. So you want like a 121, sometimes you get a 19. In the world of horse racing, I can't believe I'm talking about horses when I should be talking horses, same thing. They got a lot of eating disorders in that field too because you've got to weigh in, and if you don't, your horse, you know, it's all about gambling. It's crazy. So they got a lot of that going on. I know pretty much a lot about it. I've been painting horse racing for a long time. I don't know what's going to happen with this race because I don't really know any of the horses running. But I know Todd Pletcher will be probably a good guy to bet on one of his horses. There's also a stable called WinStar. And WinStar produces some of the best horse racing horses, the thoroughbreds, in the world. And a lot of the race horses come from Ireland. Isn't that cool? So I'm really into horses. We had horses growing up. My mom had horses when we were born. We were on horses all the time. It's too rich for me. I would go, everybody that's rich had a horse. Well, where I come from, everybody had a horse. So whether or not you were poor or rich, if you live in the middle of the woods, you can get a horse for cheap. But if you live in something like Farmington, Avon, you know, you either have to have the house and the land to have your own horse, which is big bucks because it's expensive to live out here. And if you have a home like mine, you can't have a horse. So you got to go to a place where you can ride. So it's an expensive sport. It's like golf and hockey. It's expensive. But if you live in the woods, no, it's not a rich people thing. Yeah, we were normal. So I'm just going to put in some of these bushes and things. And again, if you if you mess up and there's some parts that are supposed to be white, keep a little thing of chalk in with your watercolors. Oh, that's cheating. No, it's not. Okay, the opaque projector's been around since the 1600s, earlier than that. And that's basically a tracing machine. So there are ways, like I said, my friend Marcia always used to say there's 100 ways to skin a cat. And I was thinking, does she really skin the cat? But it was just a term. She worked for the Boston Globe and was a journalist. So she was funny. Since passed, didn't know, and I was very upset because she came to my wedding. And so let's take a look and see what this looks like. I'm just going to hold it up over here. Got a lot of red on there. Sometimes you get bored. You're like, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to start with some trees in the background. Maybe in the back, you know, there's some blue for the sky. And of course, I have no blue. You can't really make blue because it's a primary color. So red, blue, and yellow. Just think when you're buying baby toys. They're always usually primary colors, red, blue, yellow. And then yellow and blue make green, okay? And then red and yellow make orange. And then red and blue make purple. So with those colors, you can have your secondary colors. And you know, you might not want to mix colors. And if you don't, guess what? You just grab it out of the tube. Now, I don't have any blue watercolor. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to start by using one of these little sets, okay? They look pretty messy, okay? But that's what I'm going to use. And remember, you don't have to be rich to be an artist at all. You don't have to have anything fancy supplies. It doesn't matter, okay? You can. Sometimes I'll do some really big commissions where, you know, like this one I'm using expensive paper because I can, because I have it. But I'm just going to do some of the blue in the background. Very, very light. And I'll show you in a second, okay? Get one of these little things. They're great for traveling. These are also great birthday presents. Here they are. Oh, good. Perfect. I'll show you. Okay, so I've got 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Some of them are pretty messy. I mix. Just try not to like dip your yellow in your brown. You can see I have though. I mean, I have. These things have lasted me years. I probably had this in college. And they last forever. And if these little things come out, see, they're like almost like little teeth. And then you can buy these separately, and then you just plop it back into where it came out of. And I don't know where it came out of, but I'm going to put it in there. Okay? And I'm going to just put some sky in here. And what I'm doing is I want very light blue. Do you see it? It's right there. It's very light. So in order to make the light blue, you want to dilute your water, or your paint rather, so that it's really light. So see, it's a little too dark there. So what I do is I dilute it, add some more water, and it doesn't have to be the same as the picture, but you know, the lighting is pretty much a big deal. So you can see I've got the blue. Okay, I'm diluting it so that there's a lot of water. Okay. Don't worry if it's blue, darker blue in one place, lighter in the other, because the sky's always changing. I'll show you it again. See? Starting to put the blue in. Okay, it's really fun. And watercolors dry very fast, very. So, you know, I just did one for Jolene. Thanks, Jolene, over Christmas. She wanted a picture of all her kids playing hockey on a big pond. And the dog and the wife in the background and everything. And it was ready to go. She picked it up. She was on the way to the framer. She got to the framer. She has 5 kids. I thought she had 4 kids. So there's 4 kids on the ice instead of 5. And she noticed it when she brought it to the framer. I mean, the framer was going to seal the deal. And then I'm like, you have 5 kids. I forgot. So all I did is I just added, you know, they were so far away, it wasn't a big deal to fix it. But things like that you got to pay attention to, because that watercolor, I was so glad I was able to fix it for her. So thanks, Jolene. Yeah, it's nice. And some people want watercolors, you know, they like them. And I like them too, but I don't like to pay for the frame. So, you know, she took care of that. I gave her a price just for the painting, and then she brought it down to the framers. And I think she did use Jim. I don't know. No, she has her own. But, you know, you don't have to use Jim. Use whoever you want. So again, adding some blue, okay? Then this dries, you can go right over the blue. Oh, you put the blue where a tree was. Who cares? You go right over it. I can also go back with pens. I can go back with acrylic paint and add to this once it's behind glass. And P.S., when you add, that's what my friend Kristen says in P.S. when she forgets to say something. But when you're adding more layers of stuff over it, you can use whatever you want, because that thing is going behind glass, okay? Now, I'll bring this one for the next episode so you can see it done. Or I'll take a picture of it and we'll put it on the credits or something like that. We have about 5 minutes left. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm so excited that you're here. My hair is a little shorter. I need someone to fix it. It's okay. We got a little bit longer till the Farmington graduates and all the people, Simsbury, Farmington, everybody's graduating. And, you know, they kind of, you feel bad for these kids too, because they kind of had a, you know, with the COVID, my seniors at Holy Cross, they were saying like literally their entire, I think they said like their entire high school education was like based around the COVID. Maybe it wasn't the whole time, but a lot. So, you know, they're just so used to being, they just want to get out. They're excited for prom. They're excited for parties. They're excited to do stuff. They're excited for college, but they're also really excited just to socialize, and I get it. Prom's coming. Very excited. Yeah, I think I went to a lot of proms. You know what happened? See, when I was in high school, my school was 7th grade till 12th grade, which is kind of unhealthy, which is why now you notice that you have K through 4, then you have 5 and 6 separated, then you have 7 and 8, and then you finally have 9 through 12. So, I mean, I was in 7th grade going to like a prom with a senior maybe. I mean, I don't know, Wendy, you gotta tell me. My sister Wendy will tell us. But I think she did too. I mean, you're in 7th grade. So you're interacting with seniors, and that's kind of like, it's sort of like a statutory, isn't that good, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we didn't get touched or hassled or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of creepy. It's like, ooh, 7th grade, I was probably like 12 going to a high school prom with an 18-year-old, like that's just weird. I don't remember. But that's how the whole educational thing got reestablished, probably because of the age appropriateness. Yeah. So thank you for tuning in. I think we have about 3 minutes. Am I right about that? Probably Tom knows. Let's take a quick look. I'm going to walk right up to your camera and show you what I got. I don't have a lot done, but it's fine. Okay? Now, you can see how you got to check with people. Is the house red or is it dark brown? Because it looks dark brown. And she goes, oh no, it's colonial red. Okay, just checking. You want to make sure, because people will get mad. My house is red. What are you doing painting it brown? And I say, well, I just did with the light. The light was probably taken from, you know, the light's coming from the back of the house, as you can see, because these shadows right here, whoopsie, these shadows are kind of coming here. So it's all about the way you do your lighting. And don't worry about it, because all I did is I just texted her. I said, Eileen, is the house red? Because I know it's Colonial Avon. She goes, it is. It's Colonial Red, Ben Moore. I'm like, okay, I'll just mix that up. So we have about 1 minute left. Thanks so much for tuning in. I love it. It's going to be nice out now. You're going to see me on the side of the road. And please call Nutmeg TV if you want to be a guest on my show. Okay, I'm having a girl from Australia, Jen Wynn, coming. I can't wait. I want to know about the sharks in Australia. Like, are the great whites worse in Australia or Cape Cod? You know? And I just got a black lab, and he looks like a seal, you know, when he's wet. He looks like a seal with a tail. So, like, if I'm going to the Cape and he's running against the side of the ocean, like, that thing could just jump up and get him. I mean, they come right to the shore. So Jen Wynn is coming on. I went to school with her in high school, just like Derek came from Japan. Please feel free to call in and just say, I want to be a guest. And you're going to be a guest. It's great. Okay, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week, in a couple weeks anyway. And take care, take good care of yourselves. Get out there, get a little sun, and enjoy life. I love it. Bye-bye.
Welcome, I'm Nick Augustino. I'd like to welcome you to the Clam Box, where we do seafood our way. We got lobster roll, fried clams, fish and chip, fried shrimp, and our famous onion rings. We put a lot of precaution into the safety for you and your family. Not only do we use plexiglass at the cash register and sanitizer, we all wear gloves and we all keep a 6-foot distancing, and everybody must wear a mask. We carry all the options. We got DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, and of course, we got curbside where we bring it right to your car. Online ordering is available at clamboxnewbritain.com or by calling us at 860-357-3118. The Clam Box, 586 West Main Street, New Britain.